Manchester United's transfer window is entering its most decisive stretch, and 5 separate storylines are converging at once. Bruno Fernandes is at the center of contract discussions. Bayer Leverkusen have set a £43 million valuation on a defender being linked with the club. Marcus Rashford is facing a pivotal decision about his role under the new management. Myles Lewis-Skelly remains a target despite a difficult recent performance, and manager Ruben Amorim has responded publicly to a heavy defeat. Here is everything unfolding right now. The transfer deadline is approaching, and United's season opener against Hull City is drawing closer, putting pressure on the club to finalize its business. Reports indicate that Galatasaray have expressed interest in signing Bruno Fernandes, with a fee in the region of £43 million being floated alongside a significant wage increase for the player. United's position, however, is that their captain is not for sale. Instead, the club is reportedly working on a contract extension to keep him at Old Trafford beyond his current terms. Fernandes has been credited with a record-breaking assist tally in his most recent full season, and he continues to hold the captaincy under the current coaching setup. His leadership role has been reinforced by United's return to Champions League competition this season. The framing from within the club has been that Fernandes is not available at any price, a stance that underscores how central he remains to the squad's plans, regardless of external interest. In a coincidental parallel to the Fernandes figure, Bayer Leverkusen have placed a valuation of £43 million on defender Edmond Tapsoba. Both Newcastle United and Tottenham Hotspur have been credited with interest in the player, indicating competition for his signature beyond Old Trafford. United's current centre-back options include Lisandro Martinez, Harry Maguire, Lenny Yoro, Aidan Heaven, and Luke Shaw, who can also operate in a central role when required. Given this existing depth, a move for Tapsoba is not considered an immediate priority for the club at this stage of the window. If you're following every angle of this transfer window as closely as we are, this is exactly the kind of coverage FinalWiz puts out multiple times a week. Subscribing means you won't miss a single update as these stories develop, and dropping a like on this video is genuinely one of the simplest ways to support that. Do you think United should pursue Tapsoba, or is the defensive depth already sufficient? Leave your answer in the comments below. I read through every single one. Marcus Rashford's immediate future represents one of the more significant decisions facing the coaching staff. After a period that included fallout under Ruben Amorim, a loan spell away from the club, and a recent return to first-team training, Rashford made a substitute appearance in a match against AC Milan. The core issue now is where he plays. There is a clear warning attached to using him as a central striker, with the recent experiment involving Rashford at center forward during his time working under Hansi Flick at Barcelona cited as a cautionary example of that positional experiment not working as intended. An injury to a forward has opened a vacancy at striker, but preseason form suggests that another forward option should be given priority for that role instead. The consistent position across this reporting is that Rashford's best opportunities come specifically on the left wing, not through the middle. United have maintained their interest in Myles Lewis-Skelly, despite a difficult performance for Arsenal in the Community Shield. The valuation attached to the player sits above £60 million, and the profile that has attracted United's interest is a hybrid one, a player capable of operating as both a fullback and a central midfielder. As a fallback option, Jorge Salinas of Racing Santander has been identified as a cheaper alternative to Lewis-Skelly, giving the club a second route to strengthen the same area of the pitch. Separately, a potential move for Lewis Hall has been ruled out, as he is not available, and additional noise linking United to other names in the fullback-midfield hybrid mold has been dismissed by the club. With the Hull City opener approaching, that fixture is being treated as the practical deadline before rotation and squad planning take full effect. United were beaten 4-2 by AC Milan, and Ruben Amorim responded to the result by describing it as just a normal match. That reaction stands in contrast to the more measured, composed approach associated with the current coaching setup under Carrick, highlighting a shift in tone between the two eras. Amorim's tenure has previously included a number of pointed public comments, among them remarks referencing a sense of entitlement within the squad, and a comparison in which he distinguished himself from managers such as Tuchel, Conte, and Mourinho. Former player and pundit Jamie Carragher has offered a mixed assessment of the current management, combining praise with criticism and positioning himself as an additional outside voice in the ongoing discussion about the club's direction. The broader theme emerging from this period is one of composure prioritized over reactive public statements, an approach that has coincided with the club's recent results. There has been no official contact from Manchester United regarding Marc Casado, despite recurring links between the player and the club. Benfica and Nottingham Forest are considered more likely destinations for him at this stage, and a proposed move to Saudi Arabia has already been rejected by the player. Statistically, Casado has been noted for strong passing accuracy and progressive passing numbers, which form the basis for the case for signing him as a value addition to the midfield. This is balanced against a recognized concern regarding his height and aerial ability, two factors that would need to be weighed against his technical profile. For now, this situation remains one to monitor rather than a confirmed story, with no immediate contact reported between the two parties. Taken together, these 5 stories outline a squad in transition, a captain being tied down rather than sold, a defensive target considered low priority given existing depth, a forward whose best role has been clearly defined by recent precedent, a midfield fullback hybrid being pursued through 2 different routes, and a manager whose public tone has shifted markedly from the previous regime. Each of these threads is expected to develop further as the Hull City season opener approaches, with the transfer deadline adding additional pressure to resolve outstanding business before rotation planning takes priority. If this breakdown helped you make sense of everything happening around the club right now, that's exactly what Final Whiz is here for. We cover every one of these stories in depth, multiple times a week, and subscribing means you'll have it delivered to you before it breaks anywhere else. It costs nothing, it takes a few seconds, and it genuinely makes a difference in how many United fans this channel can reach. So hit subscribe, tap that like button, and tell me in the comments what your prediction is for the Hull City opener on Saturday. I'll see you in the next one.